Okay, final question. Engaged in high-performing workplaces, they've basically distinguished between two types of conversations that are happening with more frequency, one of them. Remember that? There's two conversations in work. There's the blank conversation, and then there's the blank conversation. This conversation, high-performing organizations tend to do more of on a day in and day out.
Interesting versus useful.
Interesting versus useful. A point over here. Round of applause. Again, not only can you measure the positivity of the exchange in the organization, but you can listen to the quality of that exchange between individuals. Is it interesting versus useful? The low-performing organizations, there's a lot of chit-chat. There's a lot of interesting conversations going on, but not many useful conversations. As a leader, you should make a distinction between usefulness in your organization and what you would like to hear more of. Yes, Scott?
And wouldn't useful be just very quantifiable? Like you'd like to know what percent, if someone's talking about something in generality, you'd say try to quantify that for me or try to be a little more specific because that way makes it more useful. If say we have lots of customers do what, you're going to say, well, how many in the day, what percent say that? You'd like to be a little more quantifiable.
So that's one way. Scott's saying, if you're talking about customer volume during the day or customer interactions, how could you make that conversation more
quantifiable to help me figure out, like, everyone doesn't like something is very general. You need to be a little more specific.
Wouldn't that be more meaningful than just interesting? We had a lot of customers today that seemed to be happy. To move it into the meaningful realm, the number of customers that we had and the percentage of those that we think we exceeded their expectations, wouldn't that be useful and meaningful? Absolutely. Great example, Scott. Those are the types of conversations you need to be clear on that you want to encourage more of for people. Awesome. Any other examples on the interesting versus useful? Isn't that interesting? I mean, isn't that useful?